you could definitely see how it was like a faster Black Sabbath in certain spots. But it also had like really cool riffs that reminded me of like classic rock, almost like Bad Company and stuff like that, like that were just like really cool, fast, classic riffs, which was really cool. So it was good stuff. It was awesome.
Right on. So next up, we have another brand new one by Juxta. This one's called Perplexed, and then I know we've all been there at one point with someone or something. So dig this. Juxta with Perplexed. You know what? That was a fantastic tune. I mean, I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed the breakdown. I mean, it was a cool song, flowed so nicely. Like it just, and again, different from the rest of the album. You know, with the I'm not sure if it was a drum machine or what was going on in the very beginning, but it was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we all know, I think, hopefully by now, how much everyone on this show loves Juxta. He's really good. This album still surprises me. So what's interesting is I've heard the album, all of us on the show actually have heard the album, in full. I've played it a lot because obviously I said I'd help him promote it and put it out there and launch it basically. And to do that, I have to listen to it a lot. But when I hear the tracks individually on the show, I get kind of a different experience. I get the experience as a listener as opposed to someone that's kind of close to it, if you like. And this is another great example because I got bits of that I hadn't really thought of before. So There's a great Radiohead track called Electioneering, and for some reason that had little vibes that reminded me of that. I've been listening to The Clash a lot this week, as I mentioned earlier, because I re-downloaded Give 'Em Enough Rope, and it reminded me of the little breakdown bit in English Civil War where they do the I don't know what they are, 6 chords or something, I'm not very technical, but it's got that kind of vibe. I love the kind of chromatic rolling bass line going through it, and you know the bit I really love, and we've said it before, he's got a really, really good voice. He's a really good guitarist, which when we interviewed him and he said, I didn't touch my guitar for 10 years and then I decided to do some music again, and just like, wow, it's actually really good.
Right.
He's got a great voice, and it's easy to underestimate, I think, sometimes how good some vocalists are. That bit where it goes up and he just really gradually soars into that high note and then hits it, and then the way he's mixed it with that bit of delay that kind of repeats it in the background later is really smart and really, really good to listen to, and it just lifts it. And I just think, JJ's got a phenomenal talent. That album comes out on the 24th of March. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. As always, I'll tweet a link where you can get a free track, and I highly recommend you do, and I highly recommend you get the album because I really do think it's excellent. Love Juxta.
Yeah, it was a cool track. I really liked the drum machine in the very, very beginning, which I thought was really cool. And the song seemed really low key, and then it kind of picks up a little bit and gets more in depth. And I think it has a really cool tone overall. It was really, really cool. I think this may be one of the first tracks off of the first tracks off of the album. It's in the first few because I remember my ears perked up when I heard this, and I thought it was really cool. I was really suckered in by the electronic drums and stuff like that, and that bass line that comes in. It's really walking, and it's really, really cool. It's all over the place towards the end by that break, and we both really loved that. So it was great as always. Awesome stuff.
Right on. So next up we have one by a band called Recite the Plan. This one's called Dust. Dig this.
the most beautiful will falter, 'cause even the most pure of heart grows old. There was nothing I could do to stop her torture. There was nothing I could do to make her to make her
Recite the plan with Dust. Now, as Brian and us were talking off air, that we have played a song before. There's a couple versions of it, and there's just little minor tweaks, so you may not know some right off the hop. But it's still a great tune, and I have interviewed him before in the past. Love his music. It's pretty much it's all him. You know, just one guy doing everything, and yeah, great tune.
Oh wow, I'm really impressed. That's one guy actually. I kind of assumed that was a full band. I really like that. There were elements of that, not just because of the name, but there was something about it that reminded me of Screaming Trees. I know Screaming Trees has a really good album called Dust, and maybe that's just why it's in my head. But there was something about it. It wasn't so much the musicality, but it was the kind of flow of it, you know, that kind of pace. Screaming Trees have that kind of almost dreamy thing going on. The differences they do, like with massive heavy distorted guitars, and he does it with this sort of dropped acoustic, which is really nice. So a bit of that in there. There's also a little bit of Sisters of Mercy for some reason.
Oh yeah,
it reminded me of Sisters of Mercy as well. I just got that kind of vibe from it. I thought the quality of the recording was really excellent, and I love the sound of the guitar. I think there are so many different ways you can record an acoustic guitar, and very few of those involve getting a kind of true acoustic sound, if you know what I mean. So
right.
A lot of people will use that to their advantage and do some kind of trippy things and stuff, but that sounded really pure. That I felt like I was sitting in a kind of, you know, when you get kind of a cabaret club layout where you've got, you know, a few small round tables and a small stage, and you're at like an open mic or something like that. I felt like I was right at the front next to him, engaging in that song, and that was the kind of vibe I got. So I really enjoyed that. I think it's a great tune, and yeah, I remember hearing it before and thinking it was good, and I can't off the top of my head tell you the difference between the versions, but it's a great tune regardless.
Yeah, I remember that tune when we listened to it a little while ago, and it's got such a good vibe to it. The riff is it's catchy, but it's deep. It's got, that particular song is one of those acoustic songs that has like a really good deep feel to it, that feels like it's so much more than just a regular song. It feels so much different. So I do remember that song. I absolutely love that song. I remember it, and I thought that everything about it was great.
Right on. So next up is another band called Ill Advised, and he's actually currently working on new stuff. He has some of the stuff semi-finished. He sent me a private link to listen to it. Pretty cool stuff, so I'm excited for the new stuff. It should be out fairly soon. But until then, this is off his first album, Parkway Divides. So this is Ill Advised with The Great Divide. Dig this.
Bide my time. I still hate who I am inside. These dark thoughts race through my